Okay, now we're going to talk about trapezoids. So we talked about triangles and parallelograms, and now we're on to trapezoids. So trapezoids are where they have two lines that are parallel, and then the other two are not. And the other two may not even be identical. You might could have a trapezoid that's like shaped like where it's straight on that side and angled on that side. But they have two that we know are parallel. So to find the area of a trapezoid, they have worked out this formula, which looks really complicated. But the way they got there, if you look at this shading that they did, they basically just divided it into two triangles. So you find a base times a height. And this height's going to be the same for either triangle because we know these are the same. These lines don't go wonky and the height doesn't change midway. It's the same height all the way across. So you could find the area of this triangle. So you do base times height divided by 2. Find that one. And then for this triangle, its base is a little different. It's a little shorter. And you do base times height. And it goes down. And then you divide it by 2. So it's two triangles. That's all this formula means. So if you forget this formula, it's okay. Make it like a triangle. So I'm going to work this problem pretending like these are two triangles. And then we'll also do it their way so that we can be comfortable using that formula. So you can see where I did that with my pencil. I divided it with 2. So let's do this triangle first. Its base, is sitting at the top, but if we flipped it, it'd be the base. 6 decimeters, I think is what that means. I'm going to look back. Yeah. So 6 dm. So this is just an example over here. Area of a triangle is base times height divided by 2. Okay, so the area of the first one, I'll just write a little 1 by it. You can just make up what things mean, and that's what I'm going to do. So the 1 means this one. This is area of the 1. 6 base times 4 height, because see, my height does extend to there because that's the perpendicular line to the tallest vertex. Base is 6, height is 4, divided by 2. So area of the 1 is 6 times 4 is 24 over 2, which is just 12. The area of the first one is 12. I'm going to just kind of do like this because that's not my final answer, but it's one of my answers. Okay, the area of the second one, well, it's the same formula, base times height over 2. I'm treating them like triangles. Base is 8, height is 4. They told us over here, and we know these lines are parallel, so it's the same height over here. So base times height. So the area of the second triangle is base of 8 times height of 4 divided by 2, or times 1/2, means the same thing. Area of the second one is, see, I just like to keep writing my problems down one by one. It's a good way to stay organized, and as you get more complicated problems, you might be glad that you've sort of developed that habit. It's really easy to look back at your work, and I just like it. 32 divided by, I did get that right, yeah. 32 divided by 2 is 16. Okay, so the area of the next one is 16. So the area of the entire trapezoid, this whole thing about it being two triangles is true, it should equal whatever their formula got. So I've got 12 and 16. So I'm going to have the area of the entire trapezoid, I'll just say like that, area of the trapezoid is 12 and 16. So it's 28 decimeters squared. And that is what they found here. Now let's look at their formula. Maybe the formula will make more sense after we've done it a simple way. So what they did was we had the area of 1 plus the area of 2 equaled the area of the entire trapezoid. So the area of 1 was base times height times 1/2 plus the area of 2, which was base times height. And really, there's a base 1 and a base 2, because the base 1 was this one and the base 2 was this one. So it'd be good to label your bases because they're not the same. Equals the area of the whole trapezoid. Okay, so this is the way they get that formula. The 1/2 is being times to both of them. So I could technically put my 1/2 outside of an entire parentheses and put my bases and heights. Well, actually, my height is the same for both of them. I didn't have a height 1 and a height 2. I had the same height. So I could put that height outside too. You see where we're going with this? So look at me. Let me just erase that. So I could put my 1/2 and my height outside, and I could put my bases inside. Base 1, you keep that dividing. What's dividing them is a plus, so you keep that. This is that property of, what did they say? Oh, there it is, commutative property. You learned about that a chapter or 2 ago, where you can commute them, move them, and rearrange them, and it will still come out to the same thing. You put that 1/2 and h times that, you get 1/2 and h times that, plus the 1/2 and the h times the other one, the 1/2 and the h times the other base. So we just brought it all out or brought it all in. It's the same thing. So that is equals the area of the trapezoid. So that is our formula. 1/2 height times base 1 plus base 2. But all it means is 2 triangles added together. That is all that you're worried about with trapezoids. So all of that, now let's just do a problem or 2. So I'm going to flip my page. And let's see, where's a trapezoid? Let's do number 15. Okay, 15. So what if you came across this problem and you're like, I don't remember that formula with some pluses and some base 1s and 2s and all this. You just look at it and say, well, what do I know? I know that these could be formed into 2 separate triangles. So I'm going to work it like that again just to give us confidence that we can do that. We have a perpendicular height. We know what the height of that triangle is. This triangle is flipped upside down, but it's base times height divided by 2. So base times height divided by 2. And this is area of, I'm going to call it 1. It's the one with the shorter base. 2 will be the one with the base of 17. So area of 1 equals base times base 1. I need to be specific. So area of 1 equals, the base 1 was 9 inches. And the height is the same all around. It's 20 over 2. Okay. Over here, I'm just going to start something. I'm just going to start my area of the second one. And that's going to be base 2 times height over 2. I'm just kind of working them alongside each other. I hope that's not too confusing, but base 2 times the height of 20. So that's 17 times 20 over 2. Look, we're like this. When you work these two out, both of these together will be the entire area. So let's work this one out. A1 equals, okay, 9 times 20. 9 times 2 is 18. So 180. You just add that 0 on the end. 180 over 2. Well, 180 divided by 2, we use that same idea again with the 0. What's 18 divided by 2? That's just 9. So 90 would be 180 divided by 2. Area of the 1 is 90 square units, square inches. And then area of the second one, what do you think is going to be bigger between these two? I'm saying, you know, this one's, just looking at it, you can tell it's bigger, and its base is bigger. So it'll be more than 90, whatever it is. Okay, 17 times 20. Whew. All right. What's 17 times 2? If you know that, that'll help. So 34 with a 0 equals 340. And do that problem out to the side if you're not sure and you're like, how'd she get that was too quick? Just do it the long way, and then you can pause the video and catch back up with this. But it's good if you can get comfortable with the zeros thing. It helps you just move through these problems, not get caught up doing math when you got a lot of stuff to think about. Okay, so 340, well, it's all math, but like multiplication. 340 over 2. So that's going to equal, we said it would be more than 90. It looks like it's going to be. 34 divided by 2 is just 17. So that's 170. Yeah, that's definitely more than 90. Okay, now add them together. So I know 170 plus 100 would be 270. But that's 10 less than 100, so 260. So the area of the whole thing, I'll just call that A, is 260. You can do the math out here. 7 and 9, 16. There it is, 260. So it's 260 inches squared for that entire area. So without remembering your formula, if you've got this and you're presented with a trapezoid, you can still just use what you know about triangles to find that area of the trapezoid. Let's do this one. And if you want to take their formula, which was 1/2 times height. See, look, they both got a 1/2. That over 2 just means times 1/2. That's just all that means. It's the same thing. The 2 just now got timesed to the 1 that was under there. And that's how we got that. But anyway, if you want to write that formula, like they have explained to you that the entire area of a trapezoid is 1/2 times the height that they both those little triangles share, times the base 1 plus the base 2. You know, that formula, if you put all of these into that, you would still get this. So sometimes when you're first learning to trust one way and trust another way, you might want to work it twice and look at it. But I'm going to move through and work the next one. But just so that you know, you can use either method. All right, 16. I really kind of like doing it triangle-wise, but we're going to do it with their formula. It will be quicker probably. Or just kind of, the nice thing about writing formulas out, the way I was working these at the same time, it's kind of like you don't lose track and just circle one answer or something. You know, it's like telling yourself what the whole to-do list is at one time. So I don't know, this isn't too bad if you remember it. This is our whole to-do list. Once we find this entire answer, we will be done. So let's look over our problem. We know what the height is, and we know what base 1 and base 2. So let's just start filling things in. Area equals 1/2, right, make a parentheses, fill in your height. That is 3. These are all in meters. So I'm going to write another print. I'll just make this one like a bracket. And then inside this, what is base 1? It's 4. Plus base 2 is 8. So this just is letting me like go ahead and work out what's in the parentheses first, or in the bracket. I made a bracket because it's like instead of doing a parenthesis in a parenthesis, I separate it that way. Area equals 1/2 times 3. Keep that the same, and I'm worried about this bracket right now. 4 plus 8. Okay, that's just 12. Now it doesn't look so crazy. All right, now this is all just being multiplied now. I had the bracket to separate parentheses, but it's just multiplication. So area equals 1 times 3 times 12. All right, so 1 times 3 is 3. 3 times 12 is 36 over 2, which just means 36 divided by 2, which is 18. Because 8 and 8 is 16. Yeah. All right, 18. And what was our units? Meters. Meters squared. So I'll just write an A because I like to have that full sentence there. Area equals 18 meters squared. I'm just going to briefly make that 2 triangles for you. All right, 4 times 3 divided by 2 plus 8 times 3 divided by 2. Okay, I'm making them 2 triangles really quick. 4 times 3 over 2 plus base times height. Base 2 times height over 2. Triangle plus a triangle is going to make the entire trapezoid. Okay, well, let me not put them together yet. Let me work out the math first. 4 times 3 is 12 over 2 plus 8 times 3 is, hang on, 24 over 2. It's right, yeah, okay. 6 is the answer to that one, and 12 is the answer to that one. Oh, look at that. 6 and 12 is 18. We did 2 triangles or the whole formula, which, you know, has all the work for you. So we found that that is the same answer either way. So I'm going to stop your trapezoid video right there. Hopefully that has explained how you can simplify that formula if you ever need to.